We're here with Michael Reavis, senior captain of the men's LR swimming team. Michael, you are considered one of the team leaders with some of your motivational tactics. Do you have anything special planned for this weekend?
Yes, I do. With swimming being such an individual sport and a lot of it coming from your inner strength, we've tried to implement many cheers before all of our races and most of the finals meets. Mostly our rooster cheer, but as well we're going to implement one based on the Finding Nemo movie with Mount Wanahakalugi. So we're going to really bring it all and hopefully get everyone excited for the last meet for some of us and the last meet of the year for most of us.
All right, and what legacy do you want to leave behind?
I just want to leave a legacy of being a hard worker, being one of the team's leaders, and showing that really this sport is so tough, but at the same time, if you give it just as much, you can become anything. I didn't swim when I came to college, and I've made a name for myself here. I've been on the records boards. I've been on teams, people way faster than me, but that's only made me want to be faster. So my legacy that I hope to leave is just if you put your mind to it, you can do anything, and you can be the top of your game here. And LR Swimming is a place to grow, not a place to give up at all, where you can always be a better person, and that's always encouraged by your coaches and teammates.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And now we're back with the women's side with the LR senior captain, Briana Wright. Briana, going into your last conference meet, do you have any specific goals for yourself or the team?
Well, for myself, I just want to finish well and go the best times I ever have. For my team, I would like for everyone to go season best or personal best, and I would love to see my teammates make nationals.
And looking back on your 4 years, does any moment or moments stand out to you?
Yes, I've been doing a countdown for the past 4 years, and I have plenty of moments that stand out, but probably some of the best are actually conference and Florida. Those are our two biggest meets of the season, and it's always a lot of fun, a lot of cheering. We see the best come out of my teammates, and everyone swims super fast, and it's just a great atmosphere to be able to get together. So those are my top moments for the past 4 years.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And now we are here with assistant coach Cody Shaw. Cody, what is the pulse of the team as it enters the conference championship?
Well, as of right now, the team has never been more excited. As some people may know, this has been a really tough season for all of us for a multitude of reasons. But as of this moment, over the last 2 weeks, we've really started to come together as a team. I've implemented a few different changes in how practices have been running, and I really feel that this has helped the team bond going into the conference championship meet. I've been pushing them really, really hard these last 3 weeks, even during our taper time as we come down to swim fast at conference. And I've been excited to see the progression of people really stepping up in practice, and there's been a change of instead of just simply going through the motions, people have been turning to each other and telling each other, you can get through this, we've got this, we're going to kill it in a few weeks when we race. And so it's been really exciting for me to see this progression from the beginning of the year where it was obvious that people were coming in from club swimming thinking, man, I'm just out there looking for myself, this is an individual sport, and really seeing them adapt to, we are a team here trying to represent Lenoir-Rhyne University. So I've been excited to be a part of implementing that change.
And how do you believe this year's team compares to recent teams of the past?
I think from a talent perspective, our team is phenomenal. We have so many individuals with just so much talent and the willingness to put forth the work necessary to recognize that talent and actually swim fast at a competitive level. And considering that we're swimming in the fastest conference in the nation, it's truly just inspiring to see some of these people make it back for finals. And then we have individuals who are not just coming back at finals, but breaking records and qualifying for nationals, hopefully. And so some of the goals that I'm hoping to achieve this weekend are, I would love if we made 100% best times across the board. And I realize that that is a huge goal to set forth, but I've been putting this in their heads for almost a month. And so we are all going into this meet unified in the idea that every time we hit the pool, we're going to go the fastest we've ever done before. And on top of that, I'm hoping to qualify 2 swimmers for the national championship meet, which is also something the program's never done before. So it's going to be really exciting to see if people step up to the plate and swim up to their potential.
And who are there any of the team that you think can stand out, like you said, and make nationals? The two that you were talking about?
I think that we have the opportunity to qualify as many as 5 people for the national championship meet. And so there are a couple, as I've mentioned, that I feel very strongly have the potential to make the meet, like Jake McQueen, who's one of our freshmen this year, has had an outstanding season and is right on the precipice of making the national championship meet. On top of that, I also have Alex Court on the women's side, who, like Jacob, is extremely close to making the Division II B cuts and getting picked up for a national chance. So those two are just two of the standouts that we have who are really just on the line of getting picked up for that meet. But on top of that, maybe by a separation of only a couple seconds, we have another 3 swimmers who could, if they step up and swim to their potential, make the national championship meet. And these could be Michael Reavis, Jacob Sink, and even Noah McCrae. So we have the opportunity to take as many as 5 people to the national championship meet, which would be just unheard of for this program.
Now, can you elaborate on the mental gym that the team has implemented and what you believe it has done?
Growing up through the sport of swimming, I was always seen as just one of the hard workers. I wouldn't necessarily say I had all that much talent, but I wanted my legacy to be I was always the hardest worker in the room. Mm-hmm. And so what I believed was what the main thing holding me back was my mental game, because I was one of the athletes who overanalyzed everything. And so when I would get behind the blocks, I would just be a wreck in my head, convincing myself I wasn't prepared, I should have done more, there was more I could do, I'm not ready for this. And it wasn't until my junior year that Paul sat me down and started to go over some different mental strategies about how I could not only just cope with all the anxieties that I'd have before a race, but actually get to the point where I would start performing, not just at surviving a meet, but like actually going out there and making a name for myself. And within 6 months of starting to do some of these strategies, I got my lifetime goal of breaking a minute in the 100 breaststroke. So that was the point where I really started to buy into the whole like sports psychology, mental game aspect of things. So when I started tapering the team, something else I implemented was reading a book to them every day called Mind Gym. And in it contains a bunch of different exercises that an athlete can do in order to prepare themselves mentally as well as physically for a championship meet. And so I really think it's been beneficial to the team, because a lot of athletes have never really had any sort of mental training, and they've always just relied on the physical aspects of their training. And I'm a big proponent of training the mind just as much as you train the body. So I found that it really has been helpful, and I've got a lot of positive feedback from the team that this is something they enjoy and that it's something that they think is going to make a real difference when it comes time to compete.
Right on. Well, thank you and good luck this weekend.
Absolutely, I appreciate it.